This is my audience. Being the best man at my cousin's wedding, I would like to start by saying what a pleasure it is to welcome all of you to Drew and Lizzie's wedding. I hope you all enjoyed the ceremony. It was both extravagant and beautiful, just like any Persian wedding should be. Words cannot express how honored I am to be here, given the chance to be Drew's best man. His childhood best friend was unfortunately not able to make it, but hey, little cousins are the best replacements, right? Honestly though, this is an immense responsibility, and I am not the best writer, so please bear with me while I take you through a short list of tales about Drew and Lizzie. Pay close attention. I am by far the youngest of all my cousins, always been the baby. But that never stopped Drew and the guys from spending time with me. He always gave me the best advice as how to get girls, as you can clearly see with his new bride. That was before he moved across country to California, of course. Could have really used his assistance my senior year of high school. Thankfully, we had some time to get to know each other in the past few years. I was thrilled when Drew decided to move back to the Midwest. You're welcome for letting you crash on my couch for a few days. That eventually turned into a few months. You were quite the entertaining roommate. During that time, I learned a lot of things about my cousin that Lizzie, I feel like I should warn you about. First of all, whenever you smell an overwhelming odor of Febreze and scented candles, don't get your hopes up. No, he didn't clean the house. Rather, it was a failed attempt to make breakfast. And no matter the time of day, it's always going to be bacon, which resulted in a small grease fire. But don't worry, he's spent years perfecting his technique at putting out fires. You can always tell Drew has had a good night or a bad night depending on the extremity of the stains on his clothing, like myself. If it was a bad night, no harm done, the shirt's fine. If it was a good night, I'm sorry Lizzie, but it looks like you'll use about a bottle of OxyClean. Drew always brags about how not having to go to the dry cleaners because Lizzie has the magic touch when removing ominous stains. Someday, you're going to have to teach me that. In Drew's world, it's always opposite day. If you tell him you're broke and need to save money, you'll miraculously get talked into investing into something frivolous. A 20-gallon blow-up pool and the rafts to match, absolutely worth it. They're still probably in my linen closet, never touched. Another thing about Drew to keep in mind is he never has a cell phone when you actually need to reach him. When you're standing outside locked at the door because he accidentally ended up with both keys, he probably won't get back to you for a good couple hours. But if he sees a puppy in the window of a pet store that reminds him of the dog when we were growing up, well, he'll call you about 1,000,000 times. And last but not least, there's one last story. Despite our significant age, Drew and I have always maintained a close relationship over the years. Our brief stint as roommates gave us a special bond, one that I am overjoyed to be able to pass off to you. Lizzie, I hope you enjoy your new permanent roommate. And Drew, you've been a great influence on my life, one that I've always admired and looked up to. Someday, if I find a woman as beautiful on the inside and out as Lizzie, I will die a happy man. I'm so glad for both of you. Drew followed his own outstanding advice and found someone as wonderful as you, Lizzie. You two complete each other perfectly, and I see nothing but loads of adventure and happiness in your future. Seize every opportunity that comes your way. Support each other's dreams. And Drew, never forget how stunning Lizzie looks in a white dress. And for Lizzie, hats off to you for sticking with my crazy cousin through all his antics. You were his rock during the times when he didn't even realize he needed someone to hold on to. I wish you both a new marriage full of joy and love. Everyone raise a glass and cheers a happy couple. My prop is actually the glasses of Drew and Lizzie's wedding. And thanks, audience, for listening to that beautiful speech.